What's up, coolers, and welcome back to Barca Dream Team. And today we're going to be discussing whether Frenkie De Jong will indeed stay at Barca and the new bid for Robert Lewandowski. We're going to be updating you on the deals that would bring Raphinha and Kounde to Barca, and we're looking ahead to this busy month of July with 5 preseason games set to kick off very soon. We hope you'll subscribe and hit that notification bell. There's a lot to discuss in today's video, so let's get started.
But first of all, we have to talk about the economic levers activated by the club in recent days. Barca have reached an agreement with American investment company 6th Street for a 25-year deal to sell 10% of TV rights in exchange for €207.5 million. Now, Barca would be willing to sell a further 15% of the TV rights, and this would bring in another €400 million. And this is incredible news, guys. It's going to massively improve the economic situation Barcelona have been facing due to the mismanagement by Bartomeu and his board. So when we take these two deals together, the sale of TV rights is going to bring in a massive €607.5 million of income for the club. What this means is that we'll have a summer transfer budget of €200 million. We'll be able to strengthen the squad and bring in the players Xavi needs to make the club competitive again. And this really is a key moment in the modern history of the club. And just as Laporta said, Barca are back. So this great news raises two important points, because now it's unnecessary to sell the 49.9% stake in BLM, despite the fact that it was passed in the recent assembly. Also, we no longer need to sell Frenkie De Jong to bring in money. If the club still decides to sell, it would only be for sporting reasons, so you would like to think that he will stay at Barca. Because on Saturday, Laporta shut down rumours about De Jong leaving, saying that he will do everything in his power to keep him at Barca. And guys, this is really significant that President Laporta has come out publicly and said this. And this is Laporta just saying that enough is enough, and reassuring culés that Frenkie will stay on.
So, from one Dutchman to another as we discuss the future of Memphis Depay. Now, there's been lots of rumours that Barca are willing to sell Memphis after just one season at the Camp Nou. Of course, when he came in, many Barca fans weren't sure what to expect. He was one of the main stars of the French league with Lyon, but some thought he wouldn't adapt to La Liga. But he really did hit the ground running, scoring in pre-season and stepping up to be a key figure for us, especially after Messi and Griezmann left. And it was quite a low-risk deal with him coming in on a free transfer, and he became the joint highest goal scorer for us last season. But, despite this, there's been interest from Arsenal and Spurs, who needed extra firepower. But these rumours have died down since the signings of Gabriel Jesus and Richarlison. So it looks like he's set to stay. He did come out and say that he would like to play at Barca for the foreseeable future. Now, since Luis Suarez left, we still lack a typical number 9. With Memphis looking likely to stay, let's look at how he performs in front of goal. He doesn't usually occupy the position of a number 9. He always seems to drop deep to receive the ball and carry it forward. When he does receive the ball on the edge of the area, his back is usually to goal, leading to him losing possession. He leaves a huge gap between the opposition centre-backs when he plays in this way. He'll also drift wide to the left, often switching with the left winger to receive the ball, but this would require a winger capable of playing down the middle. These movements really aren't typical of a number 9. I would say that his best position is probably as a second striker, similar to Griezmann, someone who can link up with the striker and thread passes through the gaps in the opposition defence. This is where Robert Lewandowski comes in. He's a pure striker who can usually be found in between the centre-backs, and his experience means that he can drift past them into goal-scoring positions. Recently, Barca have submitted 3 bids to Bayern. The first was an offer of €32 million plus 5 in variables. But Bayern ignored this for quite a while. A few days later, Barca raised the bid to €35 million plus another 5. But again, this was ignored. At this point, it seems that they were stalling whilst completing the deal for Sadio Mane to join them, but now it seems that they're becoming more willing to negotiate, because in recent days Barca did submit a third offer to Bayern, which was again rejected. But it's important that there was some communication between Almani and the Bayern hierarchy, and it's now widely believed that Bayern will be willing to sell Lewa for 50 million euros. But guys, the problem is that they would not take the payment in installments. They want the whole package as a fixed amount with no variables, and this does make things quite difficult. Because if we just look back to our recent deals like the Ferran Torres deal in January, Almani very cleverly negotiated the transfer fee to be paid in installments. I really think Almani will be able to bring that price down because honestly this guy can do anything. So I don't really see us paying the full amount to Bayern up front. If we do, it would certainly break the mould of the transfers we've seen under the current board. And as the deal gets closer, let us know down in the comments section whether you think it's right for us to be paying such a big fee for Lewa, who turns 34 in August. So moving on to the rating, and it looks like we're closing in on the deal. We'll give this transfer a 75%.
According to Fabrizio Romano, Barcelona have agreed a deal in principle worth 50 million plus 10 million in variables for Raphinha with Leeds. Now this offer would be paid in installments, which should make it much easier for us. Of course, we've already agreed personal terms with the player, so that's really no problem. However, Chelsea also made a bid worth £60 million last Tuesday. But again, they're looking for alternatives, and we're hearing lots of rumours about Raheem Sterling joining Tuchel's side instead. So as we discussed in a previous video, the player's priority is to join Barca, and Raphinha is really pushing for this move. So it all depends on which bid Leeds end up accepting. So we'll increase this transfer rating from 40% to 60%. And now we shift our attention to Jules Kounde, and discussions are still ongoing. The interest from Chelsea has died down as they focus on bringing in De Ligt. According to Gerard Romero, Barca are preparing an opening bid of 45 million for Kounde. It's been reported that Almani will negotiate the fee to be paid in 3 installments, and that's excellent news if Sevilla agree to it. Kounde has recently undergone surgery on a minor pelvic injury, but he's expected to be fit in time for the start of the season. And as we've been saying, Kounde will be a major boost for our defence. He'll form a great partnership with Araujo. So we're giving this transfer a 70% probability.
And finally guys, let's just look ahead to this busy month of pre-season games because Barca are back in action. There are 5 friendlies coming up. First of all, we have the Catalan derby against Olot. The following week, we head to the USA for the 4-game tour. First, we play David Beckham's Inter Miami. Next is the highly anticipated El Clasico friendly, but I'm sure it won't be that friendly because we're going to see both teams go at it with a high intensity. Madrid, of course, will want revenge after that last Clasico 4-0 embarrassment. Just 3 days later, we'll play Juventus, who have been struggling recently in Serie A. And we end the USA tour against New York Red Bulls. Once they're back from America, Barca will play in the Joan Gamper Trophy against an opponent that is yet to be decided after AS Roma drew. And that's before Barca begin the La Liga campaign at the Spotify Camp Nou against Rayo on the 13th of August. And let's hope Xavi can mould the team and prepare them for a successful start to the long season ahead.
So if you like this video guys, make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe to BDT, and we'll see you next time. Visca Barca!